Hey folks, welcome to the wonderful countryside of Cambridgeshire. Today I'm presenting a public service men's health video. Sex and prostate cancer. Very important information that I'm giving. I'm going to be covering stuff that your average urologist or doctor probably won't tell you. Okay, so stay tuned. Okay, folks, here we are. Now, the scenery is not as good as outside, but it's less noisy. But we're not here for the scenery. We're here for the contents of this video, which is very important because some guys out there, this will be the difference between them coming down with depression and their well-being. Anyway, this morning, I got a message from somebody. He knows someone who's been diagnosed with prostate cancer. Now, they're due to have the operation. So what I was going to do, I was going to forward him the link of my video in question about prostate cancer and sex life. That's when I noticed that YouTube had moved that video, because originally I had 4 videos on this subject, part 1, 2, 3, and 4. Part 1, 2, and 4 is still up, but not number 3. Now, the only thing I could think is in part 3, I'm a bit of an artist. I drew diagrams of sexual positions. I made a point of blocking out the actual critical points where you could see any sort of form of penetration. I put like big, obvious red stars to block out any sort of private parts and everything. But obviously, maybe someone still complained. I don't know, but it's gone. It's gone. So I thought, okay, well, I'm just gonna do another video. But anyways, it's just as well because time has moved on since I've had my operation and there's other things I need to inform you about, right? So this is a big heads up. I'm going to be giving you information that chances are here in the UK, the urologist or your urologist won't give you. Okay, so just before I start, if you haven't seen any of my videos, go to Ron S Talent Club. That's the name of my channel. And key in my prostate cancer, either part 1, 2, and 4. Right. So we're talking about prostate cancer and sex, the most important part of it. So if you don't already know, this is specifically for guys who's going to have or who has had the radical prostatectomy, right? Okay, which means they remove your prostate. Side effects of that: for about a month, no, 100 days, for about 100 days, you're incontinent water, not the other, not the shit incontinent. Thank God for that. But you know, your fluid incontinent. So you're going to need to wear a pad for about 100 days, give or take. Some guys would recover sooner, some guys recover later. But for me, it was about 100 days. So you got to wear a pad to stop leaking. All right. So to be on the safe side, if I could advise you 2 months after your operation, don't bother having sex. Just, you know, no matter how much of a horny girlfriend you got, just give your dick needs time to recover. The nerves, it's going to take a while for your nerves to recover. Your muscles are going to be weak. For sex, for 2 months, just forget it. Forget it, right? So let's talk about beyond the 2 months. So what I would advise you to do, and this is from the advice of urologists in America and Australia. You need to set yourself a goal of getting as much blood flow into your penis area to aid your recovery. The more blood flow, the better your recovery will be. So it's kind of like going to the gym. So you need to attempt an erection once a week. Now, you're not going to get an erection. The side effects of a radical prostatectomy means that your manhood is going to take approximately 18 months, give or take, depends on the man's physical makeup, approximately 18 months to recover from that operation. Basically, call it 2 years, right? I'm going to cover this in more depth, right? So you're not going to get an erection anyway, but you need, the main thing is you need to get as much blood flow down there to aid your recovery. Now, we're talking about just after 2 months, between a 2-3 months period. It's too soon for you to be prescribed any sort of form of medication. Chances are you're going to be prescribed Cialis, which is like a stronger version of Viagra, right? So, but they like to prescribe that to 6 months post your operation, right? So we're still in that sort of three month ballpark, okay? So this is where I'm going to start my advice now. Okay, so you're in the 3 months after your penis is all soft, and you've got a wife you're probably still sexually active. I mean, some married people, they don't get busy for maybe, I don't know, once a year or so. And if you're in that boat, maybe you're okay, but still. Anyway, so the savior, the thing that will make a difference, and it's not even just for the early part. This is throughout your recovery level, right? I'm going to introduce to you the Messiah. The vacuum pump. The vacuum pump. So let's say we're talking from 3 months onwards, you're ready to get some action. Okay, right. This is not as good as your original erection, but at least with this, you're going to get some. Getting some is better than nothing. Now, chances are your urologist, he may wait 6, 7, 8 months to even tell you about the vacuum pump. That's even if he's going to even mention it. He's probably just going to give you tablets and just send you on your way. And when you have to come back for your interviews, you're going to say, oh, well, how's your erection going on? And there's not going to be any real detailed conversation about it. You're going to be left to your own devices. Not here. We don't skim over the small print. The small print is the big print here. So, if you've never used one of these before, right, this is how you use it. So, either baby oil, aka gel, you sprinkle a small amount in there, such, right? Slide your penis in there, and the main thing is you gotta make it as airtight as possible onto as the base of your penis, okay? And of course, you start pumping, right? You start, the old. Now, I'm going to give you a heads up here. The closer you are to post-operation, unfortunately, freaking messages coming through. Unfortunately, longer you're going to have to pump, because where your dick is weak, you're going to have to be pumping for quite a bit. But as your time goes on and your dick gathers strength, you won't have to pump for as long. So you put the baby oil or gel, you slide your penis in. When you've got it to the desired size and desired hardness, now you've got a choice. You could either put a cock ring through and over, which I don't necessarily do that. To me, it'd be too cumbersome to go over the whole pump, right? Or what you can do is simply, it's the release button here. You release that, lets the air out, and then you pull the pump off. You still have a relatively hardish dick. Now, you could either put a cock ring on the base of your dick, but me personally, I prefer to get ladies' pair of tights while the pump is still on. For me, while the pump is still on, I wrap the tights round like this, and I do a simple knot like that. The simple shoelace knot like this. I'll give it a tug, and I give it a fairly tightish tug. Now, a good thing about women's tights, it won't pinch you too hard. But the main thing is you want to keep the blood flow inside there. So when you take the pump off, your dick will still stand, relatively anyway. So with it standing, you could still go inside the vagina and get some, and at least you're going to get some. As time goes on, your sensation will come back. It will feel better. You'll be able to ejaculate, but you have dry ejaculation. But as I said, the more recent the operation, I gotta put it, the more effort you're gonna have to put into pumping, and it's not gonna feel as nice post-operation. But like say 3-4 months further down the road, you'll notice that, oh, when you bonk your missus, it starts to feel nicer. All your sensations are slowly coming back. Now, there's a few things I need to tell you still. For every man, the recovery level is going to vary. Now, I'm going to come to the tablets in a minute. But let's put the tablets to one side for a second. So your recovery level is going to vary from each. For me, once I got to the 2-year mark, that's when I noticed a substantial increase in my strength. The 2-year benchmark was the point where if there was a chart, my chart was going like this very slowly up to the 2-year mark. And once I got to that 2-year mark, bam, it started to move up. And presently we're in the lockdown. I haven't had any rumpy pumpy for a little while. But the good thing is I can achieve more or less almost a full erection without any tablets, without a pump. So that's how good my my recovery is. So I mean, if I was to add a pump on top of that, whoa, gee, shit, man, it'd be, because of recent months, in the last 6-7 months, when I've used a pump, it's been freaking rock hard, and I've been able to ram it good. Right. So that's the pump. The tablets, they'll unfortunately the Cialis, you're only going to get like 4 in a pack. Now this is very important if you're in the UK, right? I'm going to give you a heads up here. You're supposed to get your prescription free of charge, right? Very important. Now you must go to your doctor and get your doctor to fill out a form, giving you the entitlement to get free prescription. Because if you don't tell your doctor this, you'll get the prescription, you go to the chemist, and you'll be expected, you will have to pay for it. So that's very important. You're entitled to get free of charge for the rest of your life. You must not, for the first 2 months or so, I was paying for it, until I realized, until my urologist, when he found out I was paying, he goes, you pay, you're not supposed to be paying, right? So remember that. It's got to be free, right? And make sure you got to check out your GP. They have to fill out the forms, or give you the form, and you got to give that, either got to be sent away, but either way, it's your GP that's got to sort out the form for you to get free prescription. Very important. Okay. Your tablets, it's up to you how you take it. For me, I take them at the quickest, I take them maybe once every 1.5 weeks. But because there's only 4, I'd like to take them once every 2 weeks. And the idea for me is to obviously give my penis some strength. Now, let's talk about the relationship side of things. Now, as you guys know, you got different types of lovers. Some women are more adventurous than others. Some women, they just get it. Now, what you need at this, because you're vulnerable, your dick is not working. If you've got a wife, girlfriend, friends of benefit, they really need to understand they need your help. You need to be stimulated. So this is something that I came across with one of my friends of benefit. Well, we won't go into that too much, but unfortunately, she's built on the selfish side. So even though I was the one in need, she still kind of had that I must do all the work approach, which wasn't really good for me, really, because I'm the one in more need. Hence why I had no problems going elsewhere, because if you can't get it there, you're just going to go somewhere else. And the somewhere else looked after me way, way better than a lazy lover. So the long and short of it is very important that whoever you're with understands. They need to understand. They need to get you off the edge. You know, they need to do their best because it's all about the blood flow. You need to get excited. You need to get as much excitement as you can. If you're with someone who's very selfish, well, whether you're with them selfish or not, I would recommend, if you're not doing it already, watch as much porn as you can. Be it videos, be it whatever it is that's going to get you off. You need to get excited. You need to stimulate him. Use it or lose it. Jerk off if you can, but you got to get the muscles moving. All right. So the benefit of porn and stuff like that is not even really for sexual gratification. It's a form of workout. It's your health. It's for your recovery. Right. Now, this is another thing that your urologist, they may skim over, or they may not even talk about it at all, right? And this is something I've discovered in the, let's say, recent months of my discovery. When you get aroused, you're going to be sexually incontinent. That means even though your leaking has stopped after the 100 days, right? When you get that arousal that you want to bonk someone, even if you get a sexual thought, you'll leak a bit of urine. And if you're really excited, you'll leak a lot of urine. It'll be like almost like you're having a piss. And for some men, this has caused them some depression. It stopped them from having sex with their wives because, you know, when they get turned on, they're leaking everywhere. Now, solution for this. Very, very important. Right. If you know you're going to get some, right, you've turned up to your friend's bed for you, you're going to go to bed with your wife or whatever, right? Go to the toilet, or even if you're not at the toilet, get a load of towels beside of the bed and jerk off. You got to drain the system. You got to drain it. So whether it's, I don't know, having a photograph of your missus or your favorite porn movie or whatever it takes that's going to get you stimulated, right? You need either leak into the toilet or leak on a layer of towels. Sometimes my brain goes dead. So you need a leak on a layer of towels. You got to drain yourself. So jerk off, make sure all that water. I mean, they say one of the solutions is try not to drink too much water before getting some, but that's not always easy to do. You say, but what if it's a hot sunny day and you're working out on a building site and you're feeling thirsty? You got to drink some water. So you need to drain the system before you get some. Once you've drained, and then your erection starts coming, right? That's when you put a cock ring or you tie yourself off. This is even before you put a pump on. And what you'll find, not only would your dick swell up, right? But you could enjoy getting a blowjob. You could even get like a pre-pump fuck because you're not going to be leaking. You've tied off and you've drained yourself, and you could get some. Okay. Unfortunately, your lifestyle is going to slightly change. So whereas before the operation, you didn't leak, you could get a blowjob. You won't have to worry about leaking in the mouth, or you could get aroused and you won't have to leak in your pants. But those days are gone. So you have to do things different. So you've got to drain the system, tie off, then move on. And then as time moves on, like after you've received your blowjob or hand job, whatever, and you're a bit more aroused now, then you could take the cock ring off or this off or whatever, put the pump on, pump up, and by the time you put the cock ring on, whatever, you're going to be well hard. You're going to be much, much harder. You won't be leaking again because you've drained the system, and the second time round, it's going to be pow, pow, you know. So, I have to say, for me, the sex, once I hit that 2-year mark, the sex got incredible. Wow. Amazing. So that's the light at the end of the tunnel. It'll be shit at the beginning, especially when you have to hang around with that catheter in your nuts for about 12 days or how many days it is. That's going to be horrible. I'm going to give you the heads up. The urologist ain't going to tell you this. That is going to be shit. That's going to be a shit 10 days or whatever, how long it is, it's going to be a freaking nightmare. But there's no way of getting around it unless they introduce some new form of technology. But you just have to wear it, I'm afraid. But with all the shit that you're going to go through with your dick being soft and everything, as long as you get yourself a vacuum pump, right, then your morale will stay up, because at least you're going to get some. At least you could at least you put some kind of strength in your dick, and you know that for you, it might be 18 months, it might be 6 months, it might be 2 years, it might be 3 years, but there will be a point where your rate of recovery is just going to go from there to there. And when you notice it goes up, and you could see yourself getting a hard on without taking a tablet, without putting a pump on, oh, your morale is so good. So I hope this has been of benefit. Sadly, until your dick gets really hard and stuff like that, even with the aid of a pump, there's certain positions you probably won't be able to do with your missus, like the cat. If your woman likes to get on top, you might have to kiss goodbye to the cowgirl for a year or two, right? But once your dicks starts getting back hard again, you can go back to the cowgirl and stuff like that. Anyway, but other than that, doggy position, sideways, and that all good, right? So, folks, I hope well, it's not even a case of enjoying my video. Enjoyment is not the point. The point being is, this is very important information that a lot of urologists wouldn't really cover in the depth that I've covered it. And they won't tell you about draining yourself off and the things that you've got to come. So what I would say, and I don't normally say this, if you've got a good relationship with an older guy, you've got a good relationship with your uncle, I don't expect you to talk like this to your father. But if you know a guy who's older, whether he has a prostate cancer or not, and a guy who's in his late 40s, 50s, share this with him, because chances are with the old boys, such as myself, we tend not to go onto YouTube. We tend not to watch YouTube videos. And it's a shame that this information is right here on YouTube. And I've got a small channel. I'm not really bothered about that, but I'm giving out some very valuable information, and only a few people is going to see it. However, I'm going to give an unshamedly plug of my book. I'm working on an audio book, Tell from the Little Black Book, One Man's Journey on the Dating Scene. And the last chapter, I will be covering this as well in that, giving advice about men and sex, prostate cancer and sex drive, sex life. So should I say? Yeah. So that will be in my book as well. Anyway, folks, I've waffled on for too long, but like I said, waffle or no waffle, the information is valuable, and this with the difference of some men getting depression or not. Okay, so it's not about me, it's about the information that I'm giving you, right? This is for your benefit. Okay, so thank you very much, and share it to those who's gonna need to hear this message, because there's men out there who's yet to have it, yet to have an operation, and they're only going to be given a certain amount of information just to, I don't know, hide the truth from them as such. So, but if they get the heads up from this, at least they're much more prepared, and, forewarned is forearmed. Okay, I've spoken too long. I've got to go. Okay, thank you very much. And like I said, share it to those who need this information. Okay, bye.